Hi guys, got your attention? Hello. Hello everyone, my name is Reese and I am the MC for this evening.
Hi Reese.
Thank you, hello. And if you didn't already know, being asked to MC is like being asked to sleep with the Queen of England. It's a great honour, but no one really wants to do it. No one wants to do it, but I'll try anything once. As you all know, this wedding should have already happened. It was originally scheduled for last year. But of course, COVID took over and we all had to go into lockdown. On the upside, it was a great preparation for today because being married is a lot like being in lockdown. For a couple of reasons. What's the first rule? You're not allowed to touch anyone else. What do you do with your time? You just watch a lot of Netflix. And instead of going out, you stay inside and try not to kill each other. On a personal note, about this time 2 years ago, Liané and Steve were at my wedding in Fiji. Steve had popped the question, and my lovely wife had the privilege of announcing their engagement at our reception. Now we are here celebrating their wedding. And all I can say is, I'm so sorry, Steve. I should have warned you not to do this. Okay. Liané and Steve will be here in just a moment. Please don't tell them I said any of this. Okay, now that's over. Let's get into the housekeeping. So, toilets are located outside the entrance door. You probably saw them when you came in. Smoking is permitted in the designated area. Outside the bathrooms where there are ashtrays provided. In the unlikely event of an emergency, the exits are located here and there. And the assembly point is by the bocce courts, which is the sandbox out there near the car park. Footwear must be worn at all times. Tonight the bar will be closing at 11 p.m. and the music will be concluding around 11:30 p.m. with supper being served around 9:45 p.m. We recommend any guests planning to depart this evening via taxi or Uber that these are pre-booked around dinner time. Okay. Marcavino Estate promotes safe drinking and not driving, so you are welcome to leave your cars here and pick them up in the morning around, before 11 a.m. So for tonight's dinner, it will be served as a buffet. Rena will be around shortly to invite you table by table to the buffet. Regarding dietary requirements, if you are vegetarian and gluten-free, we've got options for you. And for the vegans, any vegans here? Okay. What you need to do is let yourself be known to one of the staff members and they'll take you outside and beat some sense into you. I'm sorry. No, there's options for you. I'm very sorry. Okay, now that the housekeeping is done, we can get into the good stuff. So can you all be upstanding as we welcome in the new bride and groom, Liané and Steve.
I
Take this? Yeah, beautiful.
Right like that?
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Allow me to begin by thanking God who blessed me with longevity, which allowed me to walk both my daughters down the aisle. Good evening, one. My name is Albert, and I'm the very proud father of this beautiful and stunning-looking bride. And isn't she just? I see today not necessarily as losing a daughter, but rather as gaining a son, a gardener, an odd jobs man, a personal decorator, a painter, and especially a car groomer. On behalf of my wife Francie and myself, allow me to welcome you all and thank you for coming today and in joining us in celebrating this very special occasion. A special welcome goes to Steve's parents, their family and friends. Welcome. A big thank you must go to Liané and Steve, who had very definite ideas on how they wanted today to be, especially our Liané. Through their thoughtful planning and tireless efforts, they've made today a tremendous success. I've just got to get through this. Liané, I'm blessed to have you in my life, and I hope you are aware exactly how much I love you and how very proud I am of the lovely lady you have become.
Take a breath.
It was my honor and privilege to escort you down the aisle today, and my apologies for stepping on your dress. Now, that part is over, now I'm good. So, Liané started planning her wedding at the age of 6, while down on a summer holiday in the Natal coast. Now, we all had to play a part in this wedding. So I was a reverend and the musician. I used to say magician. And while playing the wedding march on her toy recorder, Liané clompered down the hallway in her high-heel Barbie plastic shoes. At the end, Liané and Tihara. Nothing has really changed. Sorry, I missed that bit. At the end of the hallway was Karmi, the groom, waiting in fear for the bossy instruction from Liané. Even at that age, Liané knew exactly what she wanted. For when I asked her to repeat after me, for richer or poorer, Liané yelled out, "Richer, please." On behalf of Steve's new in-laws, may I say that we could not have asked for a better husband for Liané. Who would not want a man who is amiable, charming, considerate, courteous, kind, smart, in short, a real gentleman? Steve puts more into this world than he takes out of it. What really impressed me the first time that I met Steve was the fact that Steve does not say much. But when he speaks, it's from the heart and with real sincerity. But even more than that, Steve always sees the good in other people and never looks for the bad. Now listen to this, guys. I have yet to see get upset, even when playing board games with the Delahunt and Alexander families, where some of the family members blatantly cheat and accuse others of not playing according to the rules, Steve always remains calm and collected, knowing that he's right, they are wrong, and then he wins on a regular basis. During one of Steve's visits, he approached me and asked me to marry Liané. A very old-fashioned idea these days. Steve, the fact that you asked us our permission before proposing showed us great respect and earned our appreciation. We therefore open our arms and our hearts in officially welcoming Steve to our family. Welcome, son. Right, though, Steve, it's only after many years of marriage that you will realize what it means to go home at night to a woman who gives you respect, tenderness, love and affection. What it actually means is that you've gone to the wrong house, mate. Well, Steve, it's too late now. Just remember, the man who gives in when he is wrong is a wise man. But the man who gives in when he is right is a married man. I speak from experience. And on that note, I would like to thank a very special person in our lives, my dear wife Francie, for all she has done in raising our two wonderful daughters. With her support, care, love and advice, they have become a woman to be very proud of. And yes, my dear, you are always right. Liané and Steve, always remember, the first to apologize is the bravest. The first to forgive, let me start over. Liané, remember, the first to apologize is the bravest, the first to forgive the strongest, and the first to forget the happiest. Happy marriages begin when we marry the one we love, and they blossom when we love the one who is married. With all my heart, I offer you my warmest congratulations and best wishes as you begin this new adventure in your life. May God bless you both with many, many happy days. It's now my honor and pleasure to propose the first toast of the night. Liané and Steve, I wish you fun and excitement for today, hopes and dreams for tomorrow, and above all, love and happiness forever. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Liané and Steve, Mr. and Mrs. Hazelden. Now, sorry people, I'm on a limited time here and I think I've stumbled so much. I've gone over my time. But with my first daughter's wedding, I had a little memento of the evening, and I would just like to have a little memento for Steve and Liané as well. So I'd ask John if he can just hand that over to them, please. Thank you, it's me for the night. Now I can go and enjoy.
Okay, that was beautiful. So next up to the mic, we have Eric, the groom's father.
Thank you, Albert. Awesome words, mate. My name's Eric, I'm Steve's dad. And thank you all for coming along to celebrate Steve and Liané's wedding. I have 3 great sons and an awesome daughter. I mention them because Steve's a great family guy, and from time to time he's kept a weather eye on them all. There's tales of Steve rescuing his younger brother, that's the one, yep, from various establishments and situations around town, of Steve warning off his sister's unwelcome admirers with a quiet look and a gentle smile. And Sarah wondered why the attention had ceased. And she was absolutely bloody furious when she found out why. Typical brothers. You're a good man to have at our place, Steve. Always willing to swing a pickaxe or wield a shovel. And you cover me brilliantly when I want to slide off as well, which is awesome, mate. Steve's ready to give anything a go. Surviving in an environment that does not support human life, with less than ideal equipment. Scuba diving. The gear was that ill-fitting that it left scars on his shoulders. Superb effort though, Steve. You froze your backside off, but you handled it like a boss, mate. I really enjoy fishing with Steve. Nothing's too much of a challenge. He remains unflappable, even with all 4 rods going off, the reels screaming their heads off, and only 2 of us on board. I'm generally racing round like a mad chook, and Steve's using his extensive vocabulary to calm the situation down. Steve's not a boatman, but you'd never guess. He was awesome. You're a good man, Steve. You're an awesome guy to have around, and I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Dad.
Robin and I discovered Liané when Steve first brought Liané up north. We were very, very taken with an attractive, strong and intelligent lady. As we do, we went fishing. Now Liané kicked everyone's butt, but didn't make a song and dance about it. And I don't think it really mattered, because even then, you both had your keepers. I remember thinking to myself then, well done, son, you've cracked it. A great big welcome to you, Liané. Welcome to our family. Robin and I have enjoyed each other's company for well over 30 years. I'm not going to advise though. I'm just going to share a thought. Think about being out on the water. Every day brings the prospect of an amazing adventure. Now, folks, I'd like to raise your glasses, please, and I'd like to raise a toast to the newlyweds.
Nice one, Dad.
Okay, before we move on to the next speech, I've just got a message to read out from Debbie and Baz Sollett. Unfortunately, they couldn't be here today because they're stuck at Sydney because of COVID restrictions. So here's the message. Congratulations to Steve and Liané on your special day. We are so disappointed that we couldn't make it being stuck in Sydney. However, with Liané's family having to deal with a room full of solids, already one less solid family is probably a blessing. Ha ha. I couldn't be more rapt for you guys, and I can see how happy you guys are together. Looking forward to catching up in Tauranga when these Aussies stop spreading COVID. Have an awesome day. Love from all of us. Okay, next up to the mic is the big man, Rob.
Thank you. Wow. Good evening. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Rob, Steve's older brother. And it's great to be stood up here today because after all of these years, Steve has finally beat me at something and he's getting married first. So for those of you that don't know much about mine and Steve's relationship, let me fill you in a bit. I'm the older one, which means I've been about for his entire life. You know, we've had our fair share of battles, and I'd have to say my wrestling capability is at the level it is today because of Steve. I've had the privilege of watching him grow into a pretty decent bloke, well-respected and semi-likeable. Steve and I are quite different in some regards, but in others we are quite alike. One thing we share, though, is a bond of family, of being mum's youngest sons, being dad's firstborn boys, and the first set of grandsons, of growing up together, loving good music, and having respect for ourselves and those around us, as well as having a strong work ethic. All the memories of our youth are shared. You know, it was never just Rob or Steve, it was always Rob and Steve. Two brothers, seeing people come and go, sharing experiences and learning lessons, probably spending way too much time playing video games and getting up to mischief and shenanigans. But Liané, congratulations, and Steve, and I wish the best of luck to you both. And today, you not only gain a husband, Liané, but 5 brothers and a sister. Yay. So, if everybody would please join me in raising your glasses, tonight I would like to propose a toast, not only to the bride and groom, but also to Grandma and Granddad, who would be super proud right now. To friends and family that couldn't be here today, and to the memory of those that are no longer with us, but who in turn helped shape us to become the people who we are today. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have one more speech before dinner, and that is from the only bridesmaid who isn't heavily pregnant. That's Lisa.
I missed the memo, didn't I, to get pregnant? One and done. Hey everyone, I'm Lisa. So it's so nice to be up here tonight with my sister Amanda and one of our very best friends honouring her and Steve's big day. Let's start off by just saying how amazing Liané looks tonight. Yay! Woohoo! And Steve, you didn't clean up too well yourself. You guys look awesome. As we all know, weddings aren't the easiest to organise, especially with COVID in the mix. So we are glad that this day has finally arrived for everyone to celebrate together. If you don't already know, I just want to say how Liané is one of the most thoughtful and loyal friends we know. She was MC at my wedding, and both Liané and Steve flew to Fiji for Amanda's wedding. It's an honour for both of us to be sitting up here supporting their big day. We have both known Liané for over 15 years, and during that time, we have had many laughs, many cries, and many stories to tell. But tonight, I won't bore you with any of those. Instead, Amanda and I have compiled a list of our 5 top marriage tips. Number 1, Steve. Liané is always in charge. It pays to remember that every morning you wake up. Number 2, Liané. Whatever Steve said, he didn't mean it like that. Number 3, Steve. If you're going to look at other girls, look at them with sunglasses on. Number 4, appreciate the small things done for each other. Sometimes these things are what matter the most. Number 5, happy wife, happy life. We are both so happy you have found each other to share your life with, as it can only get better with marriage. So, please raise your glasses with me to this amazing night. To Mr. and Mrs. Hazelden, cheers. Cheers.
Can you hear me? Yes. As many of you know, I'm not one to shy away from talking. It is, however, ironic that I speak, leaving my new husband to have the last word in this particular instance. Rest assured that will never happen again. If you told me a few years ago that at the age of 35 I would be marrying a bald-headed fella from South Auckland, I probably would have laughed at you or run away. These past few weeks, people have asked me if I'm nervous, and the answer has always been yes. I have been petrified about falling on my face in front of a crowd of everyone that I know, worried that I'd say something silly in my vows, and stressing to plan the wedding that everyone would enjoy, while first dance music not working. Not once, though, have I been nervous about marrying Steve. I have never doubted whether I'm doing the right thing, because I know that this is the man I will grow old with, or at least, grow old with. At least he is already bald, so I'm not in for any nasty surprises. And not even COVID could stop this wedding for a second time. Now, some thank yous. Firstly, to my parents, who have always been there for me from the beginning and always supported me. You've always made me feel so loved and encouraged my independence. I really appreciate everything you have done, not only to make today so special, but to help me become the fantastic, beautiful, intelligent, funny, and obviously humble person that I am today. So thank you. My parents have a special kind of love for each other. They can survive the biggest arguments, communicate without words, and share their deep-rooted love that somehow prevents my mum from murdering my dad when he snores. They have that kind of love that I hope that we have in years to come, and you better hope so too, Steve, because you're definitely a snorer. I'd like to thank my three beautiful bridesmaids who have made huge sacrifices to be here today. Amanda, Gunmi, Lisa, thank you for abandoning your children for me. I couldn't have imagined getting through today without your help, and I am honoured to have you next to me today. I'm so glad that you are experienced with raising toddlers, all the crying, tantrum throwing, screaming, and helping me go to the toilet must have made you feel like it's just another day. Carl, Rob, and Dave, I have to say a big thank you for being fantastic groomsmen. Steve turned up, seemed relatively calm, and acted very sober. Our amazing MC Reese. 2 years ago, while on holiday for Amanda and Reese's wedding in Fiji, Steve asked me to marry him. So I better say thank you, Reese, for showing Steve that marriage isn't such a bad thing. Thanks for helping today, mate, run so smoothly, or at least hiding all the things that have gone wrong from me. I'd also like to say a huge thank you to my new in-laws. Yes, and yes. You've been so supportive throughout my relationship with Steve and really welcomed me into your family. You raised such an amazing person, and I promise that I will do my best to make him happy. I would also like to thank Steve's siblings. Today I woke up with one sister and one brother-in-law, and tonight I go to sleep with one sister, 6 brothers-in-law, and 4 sisters-in-law. I'm so very lucky to have such amazing people as my new extended family. There are so many people here that have influenced and supported Steve and I, and I'd like to say thank you to you all. We have been adamant that today we wanted to be surrounded by people we love, people who have watched us grow, and people who will be in our future. So well done, all of you made the cut. Special mention needs to go to Lily and Paige for being beautiful flower girls, and Hugo for being the cutest ring bearer ever. To Gareth for allowing me time of work to prep for the wedding and recover from the wedding. To my Auntie Sarah, Uncle Fani, Tienes, Nick, Franchatara, Nicolene, Jordan, Sam and Jen for helping with the setup today. To Puspa and Amanda for managing the Cupcake Tower. And finally to my mum, who has helped me with so many projects. Her biggest being hand sewing all the pearls, beads, sequences, crystals to my wedding dresses. It took hundreds of hours and thousands of crystals, but I look and feel amazing in these dresses because of all the work that you put into them. Let's hope I get a good price on Facebook Market page. Just kidding. Finally, a big thank you to my new husband, Steve. You and I are in love. So when you laugh, I laugh. When you cry, I cry. You scream, I scream. You run, I run. You smile, I smile. You jump off a bridge, I'm going to miss you. A toast to my new husband. Oh my God, I'm talking so much.
All right, for the last one I promise. Okay. Where's my one? Oh, Reese, you got mine. Oh, sweet, mine's on things like this. Oh, no. All right. Bit of introduction. So, hi everyone, I'm Steve the groom. Some of you know me as Security Steve. Some of you know me as Starship Steve. Some of you know me as Uncle Cheese. And yes, I did invent microwave cheese sandwiches. The rest of you amazing people know me as Liané's handsome new husband. I'd like to thank everyone for turning up today, taking part in this special day. It's truly an honour to have you all here, especially those who have travelled, my workmates, my new family, every single one of you guys. Thank you. To my new in-laws, Albert and Francie, thank you for making me feel so welcome into your family. It's always a treat visiting. I love Francie's cooking. Her apple tart is to die for. And not only that, she's actually happy to play board games with me. And I owe Francie a massive thank you for all the hours of work you've put in to make this day happen. And having to deal with Liané for the past 6 months, making a mess and using your house as a wedding prep central. Albert is more than a father-in-law. He is a great friend. I love spending time with Albert, even if it means washing the car for 3 hours, or climbing a mountain, or walking a marathon. Albert has a good heart and is one of the hardest workers I know. He never stops working. I actually think he enjoys it. Carmi, Hugo, the De Bruins and Mossmans, thank you for making me so welcome into family. Very lucky. You guys' hospitality is second to none. All right, page 2. This is the part where I say how stunning the bridesmaid look. Yes, guys, they all married with kids, so yes, no inappropriate flirting with the bridesmaids. Liané, you look so beautiful, and I love your wedding dresses. Especially that first one, that was amazing. That was really princessy. My biggest thank you is reserved for my beautiful wife. It's fair to say without Liané's organisation, drive and planning, today would not be as awesome as it is. So thank goodness for Liané. I remember our first date and how well we connected. The date lasted 10 hours. I said to myself, don't mess it up, Steve. I still wake up every day and remind myself not to mess it up. So far, so good. Liané, every day I wake up happy because of you. You give me love, hope, happiness, and a future. And thank you for agreeing to put up with me forever. Liané and I work well as partners. She's the smart one, and well, I'm the cleaner. Liané, I look forward to this adventure we call life, and to spend it with you is a true blessing. Thank you. I love you. The end.